Right, my friends, welcome back to another video, part 2 of a weekend in the life of a 34-year-old alcoholic addict staying busy to stay sober. That's exactly what we did yesterday. And I had a blissful sleep, not last night, but the night before. Woke up, smashed through the day, got through a whole bunch of things, and then unfortunately the sleep just didn't come last night. The sleep just didn't come. Now it could be because I had a small coffee at around about 7 o'clock at night, because I just wanted it. I wanted something. I wanted like a treat. I wanted a dopamine hit. To be fair, that's what it was, and it gave me it, but I feel like it affected my sleep. So that was a mistake. But you know, it was look. I had a whole bunch of UFC and rugby league to watch, and it's like, well, if you're not going to drink and you're not going to smoke, I'm going to treat myself to a coffee and a Magnum. And that's what I did. So anyway, sleep has not been good, but we're up now. It's 8 o'clock, and I'm just looking outside, actually, looking at those sprinkler systems, and I'm thinking, you did that. You fixed that. So well done. Either way, as you've probably seen already, we've got a coffee. 2 teaspoons of coffee, bit of honey, bit of cold water, hot water to finish, and I probably need a little bit more hot, to be fair. But anyway, that's pretty much how I start my days. Okay, so where does this leave us? Well, it leaves us with 12 hours to get some more shit done. But I'm not going to go crazy like I did yesterday. I've got a few things that I want to get done, and they're not going to take a huge amount of time. What I have come to know, and one thing that I'm going to have to probably put off, depending on how hot it is today, although there's no overcast, there's no clouds, so it might be hot enough to dry out the grass. But basically, I wanted to cut the grass right back, not too far, but you know, further than I have done before, and then spread that seed out, just to thicken it up and hopefully get rid of the weeds. But it is wet at the moment, and I think it'd be in my best interest to wait until it dries out completely until I cut it. So depending on what happens throughout the day, depending on how hot it is, and depending on how the grass feels later this afternoon, that may have to wait, but it is something I want to get done today. So we're here, all in all, to talk about sobriety. We're here to help other people struggling in the vicious cycle of addiction, of alcoholism, and offer an alternative, offer a perspective into my life, the way that I do things, so that it hopefully may resonate with one person out there, or motivate one person out there to give it a go when it seems it'll never work. So I'm not out of the woods yet. I'm 21 days sober, 22 today, and I just feel better and better as the days go on. And I don't know, I just can't see myself wanting to give that up anytime soon. So either way, all right, and this is definitely in no particular order, but number 1, clean bathroom. Number 2, check out Strand Fitness City. Number 3, clean car. Number 4, lawns and fertilizer. And I had 2 other things on there that I did want to just do, which I'll be able to do right here on the computer. Number 1 is actually to subscribe to some local real estate buyer lists with some local agents, because I'm not planning on selling this property, but I do want to see what properties similar size, you know, similar specs are selling for. And I want to know just how much this property has increased in value, because I know it has, which is amazing. And yeah, I just want to just get my head around the local property market, know where I'm at. So I'll do that today. That's pretty easy. They want your business, so that's just a matter of subscribing. And as well as that, I did mention a couple of days ago that I thought maybe I could look at some new jobs, because I'm not particularly happy in the one that I'm in at the moment. But I said that to my sister last night, and she's like, well, that's a job, isn't it? That's work. And I was like, yeah, you're right. So beggars can't be choosers, but there's no harm in looking and saving prospective jobs. Number 7, make the first video of my new channel. And that, my friends, is yesterday's list. Done and dusted. So we've got 7 things in total. And number 8, actually, is I want to make a video today, if I can be bothered, or if I can find the words, about my first 30 days quitting weed. Because that's happened in the background. You know, that's happened a lot easier than it ever has before. And I've built resilience around weed and quitting weed and knowing that I can live without weed through experience, through doing it before. Now talk to me even 2 years ago and I would have never done that. I would have never had any experience with quitting weed, and I would have told you I can't even imagine life without it. I can't imagine falling asleep without it. I can't imagine going to the gym without it. I can't imagine, well, basically those were the 2 times that I felt like I had to use it. But obviously that creeps into the rest of your life, and eventually, you know, depending on whether you're working, depending on what responsibilities you've got, I would take every opportunity to smoke, and it would just leave me lethargic, stupid, and eating a whole lot of shit food. The one thing that I always enjoyed whilst smoking, the 2 things that I always enjoyed, but depending on the time of day that you smoked, it would affect the rest of your day, right? So it's not sustainable. At the end of the day, it's not sustainable. But number 1 was before the gym, and number 2 was before sleep. But sitting here right now, 30 days off of weed, or 32 days, I can safely say that going to the gym without smoking is just as enjoyable, and I stay there a hell of a lot longer. And going to sleep, getting into bed at the end of every night, and listening to a podcast, and actually remembering it, you know, remembering parts of it, so then if I only get halfway through, I can pick it up again the next night. That was just absolutely off the table, absolutely impossible if I was smoking weed. And so, you know, whether it's getting into bed or going to the gym, I would say I prefer it now without smoking, and that's huge. So those are the type of things that I want to talk about in that video, but that'll happen later. But there you go, 8 things on the list, and I reckon that should be a pretty good day. And look, I'll mention this now, and I'll mention it at the end of the video. These vlogs, they go on forever. I don't know how the hell I can talk so much, I just don't know. But you know, by the end of the day, I get all the footage and I edit it, and I'm like, fucking hell, it's like 45 minutes, an hour even, in some videos. And I know it's too long, but it's just me being me. And at the end of the day, I'm not going to pretend to be anyone else, and these videos help me. These videos, making these videos throughout the day, sort of working my way through a story, or working my way through a list, or, you know, just a bunch of different things. It gets me out of the house, it gets me talking, you know, when I don't have any friends here yet. So it's important. It's important to me, and hopefully there are, you know, a few people out there that enjoy them. But I know it's, you know, it's pushing it. It is pushing it, but it is what it is. Anyway, I will see you soon. the one thing I want to put across with this particular activity is if you start something, you finish it. You know, you're one of two people. You're the person that sees the ornament on the counter and wipes around it, or you're the person that sees the ornament, picks it up, wipes underneath, and puts the ornament back. Okay, we're moving slowly but surely. So, number 3, clean car, is done. How good does that feel? And number 8 is done. First 30 days of quitting weed. My story, that is done. I just made that video. It's about 25 minutes long. I poured my heart out, and if you've seen it, then congratulations. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the exercise done. So I'm gonna go to the track and I'm gonna shoot my first episode for my new channel. And I'm gonna flag the whole 105, 400 meter. I'm gonna go for a 6-minute mile. And I'm gonna call it Road to a 6-minute mile. Episode 1, how fast can I run a mile at the moment? And the channel's gonna be called Age is Just a Number. So we've got It's Okay to Talk and we've got Age is Just a Number. I'm happy with it. It's not going to pigeonhole me into a certain niche. You know, if there are I could challenge myself with anything. You know, but it's going to begin with fitness. So I'm excited. I'm going to go to the track. I'm going to run 1 mile, which is 4 laps. I'm going to do it pretty cruisy, but I've got my runners on. So I'm going to aim. You know, I'm not going to go really slow. I'm going to aim for like an 8-minute mile. We'll bank that, we'll time it, we'll bank it, and we'll have the first episode on that channel done, which I'm excited about. And then following that, I'm going to go to the City Strand Fitness Gym, check that out, get my weights workout done, and then on the way home, I'm going to buy some cat food, and then I will see you guys back here at about 2:30. It's 11 o'clock, the clock is ticking, but we don't have a huge amount to do. So once I get back, I'll have a look at some jobs. I'll subscribe to my local real estate agent buyer lists, and we'll see exactly how dry the grass is. And then I might be able to mow it and throw that fertilizer out. And then we will be looking at maybe 2 things left on the list, and that'll be a bloody good day. Another good one. So no time to lose. I've made myself a second coffee. I'm gonna down this and then we're off. Alright guys, yeah, I'm noticeably tired. My eyes are glassy. I'm really feeling it. I've got a bit of a headache. I feel like I haven't had enough water today. But either way, we've got to pivot. Unfortunately, I pulled up at the track. There are loads of people there once again. There must be some sort of carnival on, some sort of rugby carnival. So there was a rugby match on yesterday. I didn't think it was a carnival, but I reckon it most likely is. So a long weekend rugby tournament of some sort. And I'm not about that at the moment. So I'm going to go 5 minutes down the road, over the hill and far away. Teletubbies come to play. Yeah, I'm going to go check out the Strand Fitness in the city. So this is just coming across from North Ord into the city centre. I'm going to hang a right and find myself outside of the gym. So we're going to go and get that done. It's probably an hour and a half. After that, I'm going to swing back by the track and see what's up. If there's still people there, I'll flag it, which I'm prepared to do. If there's not, I'll make my first video of my brand new YouTube channel. Age is just a number. Hey, believe it or not, just down there was where I lived for a month back in 2023. September 2023, I came to Townsville. I had a mission in mind to get a job and live here so that I could set myself up for the inevitable move of my children and my ex. And I just drunk myself silly the entire time. I did absolutely nothing except for drink, eat shit food, and be depressed. And it was like a hovel, it was like a jail cell. And if you go back in my video library, when I was quitting alcohol for 90 days, doing that video series, on day, you know, in the
basically from about day 65 to the end of it, day 90, I was in Townsville in my jail cell of a bedroom, drinking myself to sleep every single night. And it was extremely it was probably one of the worst times of my life. Really, really low. And I was able to get myself out of that, and here we are. I'm in Townsville again a year and a half later, but this time I did it right, and I bought a house. I bought a house here, and that would never have happened if I had have stayed here initially, because my income prospects were that much better back in Alice Springs. So I knew I had to go back to Alice Springs. I knew, a year and a half ago, my time in Townsville was not to be. I knew I had to push it back. I knew I still had work to do, and that work we did. But now I'm back in Townsville, feeling so much better. I feel like life is heading in the right direction again, and yeah, it feels amazing to be in Townsville again, but this time doing it the right way. And that big building there is the gym. So it's multi-story, and from what I'm told, it used to be a nightclub. So I'm going to pull up, if I can get a park somewhere, I'm going to pull up and head in. And I think this is just outside of the supposed city centre, so parking is free, which is sick. I've got my pre-workout, creatine, citrulline malate, and beta-alanine. And I'm going to head all the way in there. I'm going to see what's up. And because it's 5 minutes away from the track, right, this is my plan. I've been going to the gym straight after work, and I've been doing my running on a treadmill. What I want to do is, maybe 2 or 3 times throughout the week, come to this gym after work, and following that, head round to the track and do my running there. And then I'll get home at, a similar time, but I will have mixed things up a bit, which I think that's what I need. I've been back at the gym for almost 3 weeks, and it's getting a little stale. So if I can mix it up a bit, it's just going to help things feel fresh for longer. So that's enough talking. I'm going to get inside, get on the treadmill for maybe 10 minutes, just suss my bearings, get my pre-workout down, smash a weight session, and head back to the track. What a session. What a fantastic session. Fuck, I love the gym. There's no better place on earth. When you're feeling good, when you're pumped up, and you leave the gym better than you walked in so many different ways, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. It is the best feeling in the world. And so that session was a back session, a back and tries, and I think having 2 full days off of the gym has really served me, because I felt strong, I felt powerful, I felt capable, and that is going to carry me through the rest of the day. Powerfully, capably, confidently. An amazing feeling. Alright, so I'm going to go past the track once again. We'll check it out. If people are there, I'll flag it. If they're not, I will make a video. And I'm looking forward to it. The most important video on any YouTube channel is the first one. So if you can get that done, then you're in luck. But I did want to just show you, just behind me, the First Choice Liquor Market, which I frequented. Actually, I went there. That was my destination for my alcohol, because it was slightly, and I mean slightly, cheaper than the others. It's been a while. It's been Yeah, it's been a while. What a difference a year and a half can make. But either way, feeling absolutely buzzing. I'm buzzing, man. I'm buzzing. What a great session. Pull-ups, 5 sets of 5. Then we did probably 7 sets on the seated plate-loaded row, and then I did another probably 5 or 6 sets on the low plate-loaded row, and then I went and did probably 6 sets on close grip tricep press, and then finished it off with some overhead tricep rope extensions. And I feel incredible, and I'd urge you guys to do the same. Get in the gym, man. It's the greatest place on earth, especially when you're making progress. And if you go consistently and get your diet right, remove alcohol, remove drugs, there's no reason why you won't progress. And the earlier you are in your gym career, you could say, the faster you're going to progress. So get in there.
Right guys, how we doing? It's 3:30. It honestly feels like I've had 4 days in 2. It really does. What a weekend. What a weekend. So unfortunately, there was a carnival on, a rugby carnival, that apparently went the entire weekend. It might be a Townsville thing, it might be a yearly thing, it most probably is. So I was shit out of luck if I ever wanted that track to myself this weekend. So the first video of my new channel is gonna have to wait, which kills me, but it's okay. I went to the gym, as you guys know, great workout, still buzzing, and now it is time to eat. So I have this absolute monstrosity of a salad, and this may even be a thumbnail. What do you reckon? This could be a really good thumbnail. Could well be. Either way, we've got some spinach leaves, tomato, cucumber, pickles, chicken breast that I cooked last night, vinaigrette, salt and pepper. And I am going to eat this in its entirety. But first, let's refer back to our list. Without this, I'd be lost. I'd be absolutely lost. I love these lists. I love ticking some things off, and we can indeed tick some things off. So number 1, clean bathroom. I've just done that, which is good. Number 2, check out Strand Fitness City. I've done that. Number 9, cat food. Got that. And I'm gonna go number 5, subscribe to my local real estate buyers lists. I'm gonna do that now. Number 6, looking and saving some prospective jobs. I mean, I don't have to, so that's a maybe. And yeah, number 7, make the first video of my new channel. Simply is not going to happen. Number 4, lawns and fertilizer. Now the lawn, it's been a really, really hot day. The lawn has dried out. I could go out there and cut it and throw the fertilizer out, but to be honest, to be quite honest, guys, I can't be fucked. So there does come a time where my energy levels sort of dip, my enthusiasm dips, and I mean, as long as I've stayed sober, eaten well, and done some exercise, the rest is gravy, as they say. So I'm not going to tick off everything, but I am going to eat an incredible salad. So I just I think I'm not going to get into that. I really do feel like I should be saying a little prayer before eating this, because it is just so fantastic looking. But I'm not religious, and I'm not going to force it, but I am curious, put it that way. So yeah, the rest of the afternoon honestly is just up to me. I've got a movie that I want to watch, which I might do, and that's it, man. What a weekend. I'll check in with you guys before I finish, but yeah, this will be the final like vlog style video for a while. I think the next video you'll see will be, on this channel at least, will be checking in at day 30. So you guys know what I do. You guys know what I'm filling my weekends with, all sorts of shit. You guys know what I'm doing on a daily basis throughout the week. Going to work, going to the gym, coming home, eating, watching TV, editing a video, and going to bed and hoping that I fall asleep. easily. That's what I'm doing, man. That's it. It's not rocket science. It's just using all of the tools I have to stay sober. Now today, every single supermarket you go to, there's a bottle store attached. Every single corner store, every single major intersection, there's a bottle store. Every single shopping mall, there's multiple bottle stores. You cannot escape. Every single sports game that you watch, there's advertisements for alcohol. It's absolutely everywhere. And so rehab was never going to work for me because I needed to do this in the real world. You need to be able to desensitize yourself to the temptation. And that is what I've done. And I don't have a step-by-step process or a step-by-step guide to help anyone else do that. But what I have tried to do is portray the way that I've done it through these videos. And now that we're at day 22, I couldn't be happier. Everything's trending in the right direction. My personality is coming back. I don't necessarily enjoy my job, but I'm going to turn up on Monday and do it anyway. I'm going to smile when I walk in there, and I'm going to try and talk to my colleagues and get to know them a little bit better. Because I'm happy. That's what it comes down to. I'm happy, and I have hope. I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to cry. I don't need to. Tell you what, if you're not a pickle guy, then who are you? Seriously. Who do you think you are? So good.
Thoughts, Cookie? What do you reckon? Hey? Stop flirting with me, Cookie. Well, it's almost bedtime, don't worry.
Almost. So this will be the final clip and the final video I make on this channel for the next 8 days. I'll be back with you when I reach day 30 of sobriety from alcohol and drugs, which will be, today's day 22, 28 will be Sunday, that'll be a Tuesday. So that will be Tuesday the 13th of May. Pencil it in. Tuesday the 13th of May. What have I done? The last couple of hours I watched a movie. I ate my lunch / dinner, and I've cooked up some more food for tomorrow and probably the next day, which I will show you. We have some onions with some olive oil spray, salt and pepper, roasted in the oven, and we've got salmon with olive oil on top, skin side up to get it crispy. Although I'm not a huge fan, but I do eat the skin, it's good for you. And some mixed herbs and some salt and pepper, and then we've got broccolini with a bit of oil and some Moroccan seasoning, salt and pepper. And I am gonna make up probably 3 meals out of this. So we'll have three onion halves. 4 or 5 sticks of broccolini and probably a piece and a half of salmon, or a piece and a third. And I'm going to put them in these containers there. And as well as that, which I will probably take to work tomorrow, we've got some chicken breast, and we've got the chickpea, onion and cauliflower mix underneath. So I've got plenty of food. I really enjoy cooking. I've enjoyed it more so in the last 22 days than I think I ever have, but I have always enjoyed cooking, and especially if you've got an hour to kill or something, and you've got fresh ingredients in the cupboard or in the fridge and freezer. If you've got fresh ingredients and you've got time on your hands, then cooking is it's a great way to pass the time. It's a useful way to use your time. And if I hadn't have done that earlier, then I wouldn't have meals prepped for the next 2 days. And I'm all about efficiency at the moment. So I'm just editing up today's video. You'll see it when you see it. But like I said, I will be back here on day 30 to check in give you guys some motivation, some inspiration to do it yourself. That's what it's about. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. And I will see you in the next one. Peace.